People from all over the world watch this YouTube channel, so hopefully I can make most of you proud with these selections and not too many of you will be full of disgust. So let me know though, let me know. Starting off with the All Blacks, it's the number 7, I'm just messing with you. It's the number 8, Ardie Savea. It has to be Ardie Savea. I'm not sure we've seen a forward as influential as he is in the modern era, playing mostly 8 for the All Blacks while still being an option at 7. He fills the stat sheets on both sides of the ball and is an outright menace at the breakdown. Will Jordan's a good shout too, but time on the field nudges Ardie ahead for me. Heading over to Italy, it's the wonder kid, Ange Capuzzo. You'll see him playing fullback for Italy at the World Cup. Don't let his body shape fool you though. He's one of the most dangerous runners in world rugby, with an uncanny ability to just glide through defensive lines. Now, Manu Samarov just snuck into 10th in the world rankings after a pretty good victory over Japan. There's been an influx of players with a long list of accomplishments, former Wallabies, former All Blacks, really bolstering the squad heading into the World Cup. It's a tough decision, but on current form, I'm going with Duncan Payau lining up at inside centre. His game should really stand out alongside Lima Sopawanga. He's a really crafty player, but it's his defence which just encompasses everything about Samoan rugby. Physical in nature, hard-hitting, bone-bruising, and in your face. He's been a regular at inside centre alongside France's best player, Antoine Dupont. Super creative from the base of the ruck, he is the driving force behind France's flair attack. His game consists of scintillating line breaks, fancy offloads, and pinpoint crossfield kicks, which leads to plenty of tries and assists, but he is so much more than that. He is revolutionising the game for halfbacks right across the world. It's no longer just about the pass off the ground or snipey running game, it is the entire package. For the home of rugby, England, it's their man at the back, Freddie Stewart. Not only has he won Player of the Year 2 years straight, he was also named fullback for World Rugby's Dream Team last year. He's England's Mr. Reliable at the back and one of England's hardest workers every time he steps onto the field. Runs good lines and is a good finisher, without being overly exciting or electric. His best feature though is he doesn't make mistakes. Probably the best quality a fullback can have. Now Uruguay, I've gone with halfback Santiago Arata. A regular starter for Cast in the top 14 last season and scored Uruguay's first try at the 2019 World Cup. He controls the game well from the base of the ruck and also has the pace and footwork to make him a significant threat with ball in hand. Staying with South America, Chile's fly half Rodrigo Fernandez is one to watch. A smooth operator out of fly half with a background in rugby sevens, he actually scored World Rugby's Try of the Year last season. His balanced running style and pinpoint passing has made him a vital player for Chile's success. Now, current reigning World Cup champions the Springboks. Plenty of talent to choose from, but it has to be the man with the hottest feet in world rugby, Cheslin Kolbe. There's not much to him in terms of size, but plenty of power, speed, and agility. His sensational ability to finish tries, leaving defenders grasping at nothing but air, is something that leaves fans speechless time after time. A constant performer for the Boks and will be called upon during crucial moments. Sticking in Africa, Namibian number 8 Richard Hardwick, or also known by his nickname Dickie. Now, there may be some bias here as I've had the pleasure of following his journey throughout Super Rugby and his appearances for the Wallabies. Hardwick's produced some stellar seasons, he's a good ball runner who can find the line, instrumental at the breakdown and brings plenty of passion to his game. Expect him to make the most of his first World Cup for Namibia. For Australia, this one was easy. It's their most consistent and dangerous player, Marika Korombete. One of the hardest running wingers in the game that can make the most difficult finishes look easy. Korombete is also one of the Wallabies' most influential defenders on the field. His jamming defence provides a lot of crucial tackles and often turnovers for the Wallabies. He's also hard over the ball at the breakdown and is a real threat when opposition run in wider channels. I was actually in attendance at Suncorp Stadium when Australia beat Romania 90-8 way back in 2003. Let's hope there's no crazy blowout scorelines at this World Cup. Speaking of Romania, what a convenient segue. Mihai Makovi, the utility back rower, is still playing some incredible footy at the ripe old age of 36. He has over 100 international appearances for Romania and is a rangy back rower who has no fear and will throw himself into absolutely anything. A passionate player who has captained Romania on over 70 occasions throughout his career. For the Flying Fijians, Joshua Tuisova. A human wrecking ball on the wing, he's consistently turned up for Fiji in between World Cup campaigns. He's an Olympic gold medalist who's won plenty of championships and accolades. Although he's been playing at the professional level for a long time, this will be the most complete package of Tuisova we've seen to date as fans. If there's a fantasy competition, it'd be a sure thing to chuck him in. Argentina's had many eye-catching performers over the last few seasons, but on a consistency basis, it's hard to look past Emiliano Boffelli. Lining up on the wing or fullback for Los Pumas, he really is the definition of making something out of nothing. He's a master under the high ball and is electric with unpredictable movements. There's often times no one knows what he's going to do, especially the defenders. Flicking over to Scotland, it's the magic man, Finn Russell. When he's having a day out, he can grab a game by the balls and turn Scotland into an attacking juggernaut. Probably one of the better highlight packages you can find on YouTube. There's never a dull moment with him on the field. A good shout may have been Scotland's outside centre Hugh Jones, who's forming a formidable partnership with Sione Tuipulotu, but for me, both of their campaigns will depend on the platform given by the 10. For Portugal, I've got Nuno Guedes. He's the fullback in a team with some deadly attacking flair. Part-time goal kicker and prolific try scorer with one of the best right foot steps in the business. He has some moments of absolute wizardry and went somewhat viral for this little backheel flick. I'm sure he played plenty of soccer growing up, some ridiculous skill. For the Brave Blossoms or Japan, it's Kazuki Himeno. Another forward who loves finding his way over the try line, Himeno can bust through the smallest of holes. Don't get any weird ideas, we're still talking rugby. He's proven himself in several different competitions and is just so consistent. Always right up there for runs and tackles every time he takes the field. For Ireland, it's last year's Player of the Year, Josh van der Flier. Ireland's flanker with the red scrum cap is world class. A dangerous running game with really solid decision making and a tireless work ethic in defence. You'll often see Ireland using his skills to gain a tactical edge. Tonga's best player is their fullback Charles Piutau. Rugby's first $1 million man, Piutau has been waiting his entire career to play in a World Cup. Despite being one of the best fullbacks / wingers rugby's ever seen. Silky skills, explosive and powerful. I honestly can't wait to see him play. He'll make a massive difference for Tonga. Georgia, no, not an ex-girlfriend, one of the fastest growing powers in world rugby. You can't take your eyes off their fullback, David Niniashvili. A mustache that will captivate the masses. In all seriousness, young and ridiculously good at rugby, he plays for Lion in the top 14 and plays with some serious confidence. He isn't scared to put his body on the line and take a risk. Georgia will take their chances to reach the quarterfinals. Expect his young legs to light up the tournament. Last but not least, we've got a tongue twister. Welsh winger, Josh Adams. You have no idea how many times I practiced that. One of the most consistent performers for Wales, who, despite the scoreline, continues to give his all. A try-scoring machine who pulled off a hat-trick against Fiji in the 2019 World Cup. He recently said he wants to emulate Jonah Lomu in his performances for Wales, and an inspired Josh Adams could prove to be even more lethal. It's going to be an epic World Cup. Let me know if there's any players I may have missed. Please comment your country's flags down below, and thanks for watching. Cheers guys.